Hey, we're Saints. Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you in as we are spending time this week irritating as many people as we can. You know, you may think we're jerks, but we're asking you to think. And the group that we're going to try to rile up today is the angry, contentious people who fight over everything and always try to defend truth. Why? What are you saying?
They're already riled up. We
They're
don't even have to rile them up. They're there.
We're coming to you. We're not going to rile you. You're there. All right. So we all know those people, and maybe we have even been those people, or maybe we are those people. You know, like especially in the world of social media. And I pick on it today because we're on social media, and you're probably watching this on social media, and because we post on social media. All right. So you know those posts where someone will make a statement. Now, in particular, in religion and politics, those are two really issues that people really become passionate about and tend to jump on and go after. And so when someone makes like some kind of religious statement or posts a scriptural verse or their comment on it or commentary on it or something from a saintly writer, whatever, you see a lot of contention where people want to respond, and usually they want to correct your errancy because you are wrong, right? Like, how could you say this? You don't know what you're talking about. And they go after it, and it becomes like you've all seen it and maybe have participated in these online meme wars, these battles that go on where people are just blah, right? As I mentioned, I think it was yesterday, and I like it. I mean, they're good people, what I can tell, but there's a group that invited me in called the Protestant Catholic Orthodox Peaceful Dialogue. Something like, forgive me, I don't know the title of it, but that's the name of the group. And it's supposed to be peaceful. And every time I look at it, the Orthodox are attacking everyone, and the Catholics are attacking everyone, and the Protestants are and the responses are, let me show you why you're wrong, right? There's no thought, there's no question, there's no silence. All right, let me tell you why it's important. In Proverbs, I'm going to read you a couple of verses, and this one is fun, and then I'm going to explain it. So in Proverbs 21, we hear, it is better to live in a desert land, or in Hebrew it says in the wilderness, right? In the midst of the wilderness, than with a quarrelsome and fretful woman. And yes, you could read that literally, that better to be alone out in the desert than with a crazy woman. Sorry, ladies. But I don't really think it's about your wife necessarily or a woman that you live with. And I don't know that it's actually taking a lick at a woman. What it is saying, better to be alone, lost in a dry and thirsty land than to get into this situation where the people around you, i.e. the metaphor of the wife or a fretful woman, where the people around you are always so contentious and thoughtless, never thinking, never listening to what's being said, but knee-jerk reacting with anger, and sometimes we even see in a visceral manner where it's just angry and hateful. Like, you leave that stuff alone, right? Go dwell in the desert. At least you don't have to deal with the chaos. I mean, you might be dying of thirst, but it's better than that. So this is the wisdom of Scripture telling us, look, there's no need to get into all this kind of stuff. The other part of it is, why can't you learn to be quiet? What makes you think I want your opinion, right? All the time. I mean, I'm out here giving you my opinion and my understanding. I get it. But what makes you want it, right? Well, hopefully, I think you think we're onto something. But like, why do I need to put stuff out? Just watch it and learn. You don't have to love it. You don't have to love me. You don't have to like it. You certainly don't have to like me. And you also don't have to comment all the time. I'm not offended or afraid of your comments. I'm asking you to think, to use your brain. Listen to Proverbs again, right? Like, this one's great. This comes to us from chapter 17. Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he's deemed to be intelligence, right? Like, there's this saying attributed to Abraham Lincoln, better to be thought a fool than to open your lips and remove all doubt. Right? Like, what is he saying? Like, let people think you're stupid. Don't prove them right. Just keep your mouth silent, right? Here's why. When I see things online, I hardly ever post on anybody's anything. I may do the birthday wishes, thank yous, Sometimes I put personal posts on, milestones in my life, and I'm grateful for all that kind of stuff. But I don't ever put on someone's post, here's why you're wrong and you're so bad. I'm listening to what they have to say. Here's the point. Keep silent. Think. Maybe I disagree with it. And it will help me when I come to you, my warrior saints, here. Because now I've had a new thought. Somebody said or did something that I agreed with, or somebody said or did something that I disagreed with. Rather than lambasting them and becoming that fretful woman who chases a man into the desert, I'm one who's trying to think, to work through, and to formulate my own ideas. It is not necessary for me to respond to everything. Does that make sense? Like, if someone says Jesus is not the Son of God, I'm going to respond to that, right? I mean, to me, that's the essence of what my job is. But when somebody makes these statements like that are so, unessential, inessential, non-essential, I'm not interested, right? So I want to think because I can learn. Now, for many of us, we want to get through that knee-jerk reaction where we've got to respond with vitriol and all that stuff. But how do we do that? Okay, so I'll tell you how you do that. You got to control the mind, right? We have to have the ability to think, to see what matters, to assign proper value to things, but also to keep our lips so that we can learn to process through what the other person is saying. Once you master these skills, you are on the path to a much, much better, healthier, happier existence. You're not always so frustrated and angry with all the stuff that's going on. We have in our 6-part battle plan an entire module of teaching that is dedicated to getting your mind straight so that you can assign proper value, think through things, only react when necessary, and on it goes. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I'm just telling you, it's pretty simple. Visit warriorsaints.org, subscribe to the 6-part battle plan, and then start watching the videos, right? If you do this, you are going to find yourself in a much better place. As I said, healthier, happier. If you don't, you can just continue down this misery, this miserable path of constantly, berating one another with, I was going to say viscosity, not viscosity, with a visceral nature, from a visceral perspective. I mean, like, just leave the mean behind, baby. Leave the mean behind. All right, I hope I offended everybody today. I hope I didn't. I hope you're able to think. I hope we're able to see, all right, Father Chris, you're onto something here, right? So if you're ready and you want to get through all this kind of stuff and this being baited into it, 3 steps. Visit warriorsaints.org. It's right there. Subscribe to the 6-part battle plan and then watch the videos. Start with the mind module. It's first, by the way, and you will see some biblically based teachings to get you on the path. Love you. Do it. Do it now. Tomorrow, we'll be back. Until then, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.